I had 6 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
At this time, we'll call our meeting to order, the Littlefield Parks Advisory Committee, May the 20th, 6 p.m. At this time, Lance, do you mind leading us an invocation, please?
You bet. Father, we just come before you and give you praise because you're worthy. And God, we just thank you for this time. Thank you for our city. And God, as we deliberate the business of this, that you would just give us guidance and direction. Father, we love you and just give you praise. In your name we pray. Amen.
Keith, would you mind leading us in the pledge of allegiance, sir?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You should have in your packet the minutes, October 30th, 2019 meeting. This time I would entertain a motion.
Motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
Accepted by Sean Pickle, second by Lance Broadhurst. Any discussion? If none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, minutes are approved. Move to the public hearing. Hear citizens' comment regarding the proposed aquatic center design. Mitch, do you want to elaborate on this?
Yeah, I think most people have kind of seen the layout of the swimming pool, and I didn't know we have a lot of public here, but we're welcome to comment if you like. But it's a design that real similar to one I've built before, and it's got this the lazy river and the zero entry and the diving board, slides, things like that. That's kind of the layout right there.
Does it include a parking lot?
Huh?
Does it include like parking lot and everything?
Yeah, just the front part.
Okay.
We've got some future expansion for parking lot, but got a bathhouse. Not going to build this big community center or anything. That's big cost there. But bathhouse and an awning, and of course the mechanical room for the pumps and stuff. This is the preliminary step, and kind of the main thrust of the meeting today is to get some input on some design and style and stuff, and allow the board to make any other recommendations or something.
Do we have any comments?
I don't have any kids anymore, so I got my own pool in my backyard.
Moved on.
I know, darn it, there's a lot of them going in right now. We got a list of photos of them.
So as far as colors, what colors?
We'll get into that after the public hearing, and
I know we go like maroon
Go.
white or something.
well, yeah, kind of
Go bright colors.
the bright colors. The problem with the red and maroon is they just don't last very long. 1 year and they're faded. I mean, they're gone. So there's some options in here for different colors and stuff, and basically bright colors all the way through it. And it's going to be right there close to the highway, so it's going to be like a big old billboard. Hey, we're having fun. So it's going to be really nice. But, that's the. If y'all want to move on into that item, we'll start laying out the.
I think next we got discuss and consider recommendation of the city council. So I know that's what we're missing here.
I visited with the engineer after they drew up these preliminary plans. And, one of the first things we talked about is originally we talked about putting 3 play features in that zero entry area. And I'm afraid that's going to be too congested. So we're looking at maybe just doing 2 of the play features. And one would be the football slide thing. And the other one is a big baseball bat that sprays and it's got soccer and different kind of little slides for little kids in the zero entry area. The theme, it really is kind of one of the big things I wanted to ask y'all about. I mean, this is a sports theme. You know, these slides and stuff, I've got a thing. In the last one I did, we did a Western theme. We had a wagon, covered wagon that you slid down through and, you know, things like that. But as far as the play features and stuff go, I mean, y'all think sports theme is a pretty good thing to go with? I mean, y'all let me know if I'm getting off track.
No, I think it's good.
And another thing, you know, you got your coping around the top of the pool. And just under the coping is the tile that sits just under the coping. And I think probably a light blue. I'm gonna get them to specify this speckled plaster that kind of light blue. It gives a light blue look to the pool with a speckled plaster on it, which is really pretty cool. But instead of the dark blue, I figure the light blue will work better for us because of the water so
Hard.
much calcium
Yeah.
build up. The light blue will be easier to maintain, I think. And look cleaner, you know, when it's clean. On the coping, I guess probably about 3 coping is next to the last page. I told them we probably would want to go with the safety grip. It's kind of a slope up right before you get into it. Gives a good place for people to grab on it. You won't get out or whatever. You don't scratch yourself up. It's not, they have like a split face one too, you do, but I think for the city's purpose and their liability and people getting hurt and things like that, the smooth safety type roll up edge there is probably best for us. Y'all do anything off base on, let me know. And then I think the back of that sheet is the coping color. And I told them probably the tan, the light tan. I think white would tend to stain a little bit too much and be a little bit too hard to upkeep on the coping. And then the tan is right here. It's kind of not, I think the darker stuff, well, sometimes don't look as good as the lighter, and that tan color. And the roofs, I told them we probably want to go with the direct cut green, like a you see a lot of parks that have roofs that are green colored, or hunter green type thing. Something we could pick later on, but I think probably it'd be good to give them some direction early on you know, what kind of roofs and things like that we want. Does that sound pretty good to y'all, the kind of green? Looks kind of, that way you have a green roof on your mechanical room and your main ticket office, the such stand in. What we want to use the split face CMUs on the exterior of the bathhouse. I mean, it looks really good. It's not that expensive, but I think that green roof looks really good on that kind of a tan colored split face block on that. And then the last thing we talked about different colors for the slides. You know, this is going to be a big 2-story slide. So you've got, you know, one of Mule Shoes is twice as tall as the one they have. And we talked about, you know, how red's kind of difficult to deal with, but you know, they've got yellow, blue, green, things like that. Right there's kind of a mock-up of the colors I talked to him about with the yellow and maybe blue. That's not our slide, but that's just an example of how the colors would look. Talked about maybe a yellow and a blue stripe or something like that. I don't know. I think there's all kinds of different ones to choose from.
Yeah.
Back here. Yeah, here's kind of a general, this is one of the vendors. I mean, there's different vendors for these slides, but some real colorful. I'll use a white stairs, and stand platform for the slide, and then have a colorful slide of some sort. And then probably put a shade over the top of that too. Will look good. I think that was really about all I was wanting to show you. He was wanting to kind of get the engineer was kind of wanting to get some direction on different colors and things like that, and types, and coping and things to finalize the plans, and I just really didn't feel comfortable making some of those taste type decisions. Been told I have no taste at all, so.
Me either.
Wanted to
I have no
throw that
record.
out to y'all guys. But is that all I really want to do at this meeting, is just kind of show you what we had and get some comment going forward to the council. And, that's when we start talking about money and what we can do and how much we can do, and, going forward with it. Bad deal, we got the Texas Parks and Wildlife that we applied for the $750,000 grant, delayed their decision till November. So if we found out in November, we wouldn't be able to start till probably March if we did get the grant. So you'd be looking a year from now before we'd be able to start if we got the grant. So it's a bad deal. Because of the COVID, they delayed all the decisions and stuff like that on grants. It was a bad deal. We were kind of hoping to know by last month on if we got the grant or not. And that was when we were supposed to find out, but now they've said it's going to be November. So we're kind of looking at different ways we could do some of it or something like that, and maybe put off part of it till we can get some grant money on it, but just don't know if that's possible. The way those Parks and Wildlife grants work is you don't do any of the work till you get the grant.
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask you. You start on it, and then if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
Right. You don't. If you start on it ahead of time, you don't get that money. Now, we've already agreed to pay the engineering and not get reimbursed for that. We got plenty of money to cover the engineering now in the fund, but that's something we won't get reimbursed for on that.
Is there, I don't guess there's any way to read to know whether that's a pretty good chance that we get that, or?
I'm 0-7. I think I applied for 7 of those parks grants like that, the big ones.
Well, pretty good chance you ain't gonna get it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you they got a good chance, because every time I applied, I thought I had a good chance, because we threw everything, including the kitchen sink, in there before to try to get grants. We were gonna build a amphitheater along with one to get a swimming pool grant, and we still didn't get it. So, pretty fickle on these parks.
Amazing.
We've got lots of grants for equipment and, $100,000 deals, for things like that, park stuff and stuff, a bunch of times.
I wonder if did
It's
Mills-
big money, never been able to get into it.
I wonder if Mills got a grant.
No.
No?
We did a bond.
Did a
They
bond.
did
Just
bond.
bond.
Yeah. Theirs was about 2.4 back, in about 10 years ago.
I think she told me 1.4, they got a $3 million bond, and they buy equipment and stuff with it also.
Yeah. Well, Atlantis Pool built that one, that same one that built mine over in Vernon, they built there, and I hope they're the contractor, because they were about half what we estimated there for the cost, and they bid on it. And I probably talked to you about this before, but one of the things where you save a lot of money on a project like this is, if you get a general contractor to do the whole thing, you're gonna mark it up 20% for that GC. But if you hire a pool builder to build a pool, and then hire a contractor to build the little bathhouse and stuff, you save a lot of money doing that. And that's really a big key right there. And then, why make your bathhouse Taj Mahal? It doesn't need to be. buy a ticket, buy popsicles, you know, and shower, and that's it. And there's no reason to build, I mean, I see these people build $400,000 or $500,000 bathhouses, and it's just $400,000 or $500,000 that I think could be spent better for the pool and not to build a big entryway, you know. I think Mule Shoes was like 400,000, $300,000 or $400,000 for theirs. And it's not even really that nice, it's just a big building, you know.
But, you know, it is 10 years old and it's still in good shape. I
Oh,
took a tour of
yeah.
it not too long ago.
It's good.
She was showing me all of it and
It's a good pool. We went,
everything. It's still in good
there.
shape.
take my grandkids over there pretty regularly. Yeah, it's a good pool.
Yeah, it's a draw.
But if y'all have any recommendations or stuff going forward on this, just, we can put them down.
So action item 6 is to discuss and consider recommendation to city council for future aquatic center design. Any comments on the design reports? All right.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
I'll make a motion to accept as presented.
Sean made a motion, Keith second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Appreciate it, guys. I think that's about it. That's just some of the design, kind of stuff.